Oh, we're a bit damp. Do you know what? I need to find better ways of holding this thing. My hands just aren't big enough, that's the trouble. There we go. This is going to be rocky as hell because it's just in my arm. My arm is on the seat. It's not even on the seat, it's on the door and the window. That's a complete lie. And it's, well, you can see from Paul's window there, it's piddling down. We're both drenched. It's only like walk around the corner from the cinema, but that was enough. So we just went to see Frozen 2, and the film kept freezing at the beginning. You couldn't fucking make it up, could you?
Very thematically appropriate.
It was. I thought it was part of it at first. That's a lie. I didn't think it was part of it. It was literally like we were, I don't know, 3 minutes in, and it was like someone kept pressing the pause button, and it would just, and then it started. So I went out and complained to somebody, and they looked at me like I had two heads. I went, "You just need to reboot your projector. I'm sure it'll fix it." So they came in with a little pad and they fiddled about on their pad, and then they went out and then they came back in. It had frozen again. Then she went, "Oh, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to reboot it and try and get the film back to the same point." So I'm like, yeah, like I told you. But having worked in cinemas and having members of the public who are complete randoms come up to you and tell you how to fix stuff, I know that you don't listen to them because they're not always right, and they're not to know that I've actually worked in plenty of cinemas. So that's fair comment. But if the person's telling you something you know is probably going to fix it, maybe that's different. So it put us half an hour behind, which meant that at the end of the film, and apparently I've looked up on aftercredits.com, but I haven't looked up what the detail is. It just says anything after the credits, yes. But as soon as the credits rolled, they literally turned the film off because they had to try and get the next film in. I'm like, yeah, well, that's not our fucking problem. Make the people wait. And, you know, so there will be a complaint email going in about that. So I'll expect some sort of 3 month free on my unlimited card at some point. Thank you very much, Cineworld, because that's not acceptable behaviour. Oh, sorry, audience, you can't see what the end of your film because of our technical issue, not how that works. So yeah, Frozen 2. I'm calling it the sequel everyone wanted and no one needed, because it's decidedly average and it's just trying too hard to recapture the magic rather than kind of tell an original story. You prefer the very clear, we're going for Oscar Gold song.
Oh yeah,
don't you?
Into the Unknown, or if that's what it's actually called. But that's the chorus bit anyway.
Yeah. Was that the first big song she sang, or because she had two this time
I
around?
think that was technically the second.
It was the second one when she. Yeah, that's spoilery. I don't want to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like Frozen, Moana, and Brave had a baby, and Frozen 2 was the result. But it's a very disappointing child that doesn't come home with good school reports, and possibly is in trouble a lot and has dirty knees. It's good. I mean, it's
very brave in that regard.
Yeah, it's not a bad film. You can't say it's a bad film. It's just more like something that a smaller studio would put out than Disney.
Yeah, it didn't add anything to the story. It didn't really develop the characters in any sort of significant or shocking way.
No, they clearly didn't really know what to do with Kristoff and Sven, so fucked them off for the middle of the film completely.
Yeah,
they were just lost in the forest. I think maybe it's just me, but I'd question whether Kristoff will die. God, it's gone dark. Hello. Kristoff won't die curious, if you ask me, but he was off in the forest with that boy, and they were clearly having a bit of a connection with the fact that they can both read reindeer minds and whatever else. And I was a bit like,
and they're appallingly bad with women.
Yeah,
say no more.
I know. Frankly, if there'd been anything about being close to their mother, I'd have been sold, and that would have been the end of that. So yeah, I'm sure children would never notice such a thing, but I was sat there going, girl, Kristoff's going to come out as a drag queen. And yeah, so I wouldn't say don't see it, but I also wouldn't say rush to see it. I'm like, if you kind of haven't really got the time or the money and you're thinking, I shall wait till it rocks up on Disney Plus, which is probably what they're going to launch it with in the UK. I'd have said Frozen and Star Wars will be the launch movies when it launches on March the 31st over here. I don't think waiting's a massive issue. It's not super Christmassy, so I don't think you need to kind of think seasonally about it.
Yeah, well, for the love of God, don't wait for it to be your Christmas movie, because I think you would be disappointed if you did that.
Yeah, that's very true, actually. And I very nearly did. I was going to save it till Christmas. I don't know, maybe if I'd watched it on Christmas Eve, I'd have just got more into it. And also, the film might have fucking worked. But I've got to see the end credit scene, whatever that is. I'm now going to have to look up.
Girl.
Yeah, well, you know, Queen scorned and all that. So that's our thoughts on Frozen 2. Another one to add to the year of films for 2019. I am now genuinely, I can't speak. That's how bad I feel. That's how bad it is. I've lost, like I don't regularly have the ability to speak. I am my grandmother's grandson, after all. People can't see the end of this video. It's pointless. I could have just done an audio track. Yeah, I'm actually in a position of fuck, please don't be shit about Star Wars, because so many films this year just have not delivered or been utter bags of wank. If the end of the Skywalker saga that I have held in my heart since I was a 6-year-old boy is bollocks, I don't know, I'm just going to change everything about my life.
No, you're not.
And I am everything.
You're not changing everything about
I'm changing
your life.
everything about my life if Star Wars is shit. Everything. I'm going to get into football and start drinking beer and I don't know. Oh look, there's the inside of my hand. Have that. Bye.